What is going on? Yo.
Are you dumbfounded? Are you dumbfounded? This was great. This is a TLC reaction. This is legit, Hustleites. Look at this reaction here. He's flabbergasted.
Yo, I'm gonna listen.
He's astonished. I'll take over. Welcome, Hustleites.
Please.
Welcome, Hustleites. I implore all the Hustleites. This is a joyous occasion. 8-Track is speechless. Welcome to the Black and Brown Throwdown WWE TLC edition. Reaction, recap, review here on the Pwhustle Networks. I am your co-host here. I am the magnanimous one. I am the scholarly one. But most importantly, I am the glorious one. The always objective one of this bunch, the Professor Chababa Cruz. And I am here with my road dog, my brother from another mother. Even though Maury Povich is going to say, the pregnancy test, he's not the father, but he is the man. He's the dastardly one. 8-Track Brown. Again, he's dumbfounded. He's astonished. He's got no words for y'all. He's making me do this shit. How you doing, 8-Track? Can you speak for the Hustleites?
Okay, listen. For the Hustleites out there that are going to be watching, I apologize for my outburst. And I apologize that the professor had to pull this show in, had to announce everything, but I had to get the laugh out, and I had to, I had to do this. But more importantly, what the fuck? What the fuck did I just watch? All right, listen. I didn't watch the kickoff show, but I'm pretty sure the professor did.
I watched the match for the kickoff show only.
Okay. So why don't you run that down for them real quick while I gather myself.
Well, it was a very basic 8-man, eight-man tag team match. It was a SmackDown, only match, but it was always.
You know what? I've gathered myself. Forget all that bullshit. Let's just get right into the fucking main event, okay? Listen, I'm not talking about nothing except for the fucking main event, all right? You want to run down the card? Here's what happened. Charlotte came back. They won the Women's Tag Team Champions. So, of course, again, Ric Flair's daughter is blessed with more fucking accolades. The New Day lost the title because of Cedric Alexander's happy-go-lucky ass, who's feeling himself way too much, tagged in the blind tag and the one match for them. And what I think is going to happen is going to be a fucking rematch, and Cedric is going to because of Cedric, and they're going to kick out Cedric of the fucking Hurt Business. Also, what else?
Hold on. But we have to at least say for Cedric what's going to happen tonight. The Slurp Business is going to happen for Cedric Alexander.
Yes. And
from Big Swole.
Big Swole, let us all know that she's going to be filleting her husband, Big Style, when he comes home for winning the tag team titles. I guess now we know why that nigga's feeling himself so much. Oh, what else happened? Drew Galloway retained the fucking world title, thanks to the fucking Miz, who cashed in on some historic shit, but to no avail. That didn't fucking work out for him. So the Miz lost, AJ lost, fucking Drew Galloway's champion. Oh, what else happened? Oh, I know what else happened. There was another fucking women's match that really didn't need to happen, but it happened anyway. That ass-faced baboon who looks like a fucking foot, Carmella, lost to Sasha Banks, the queen of the Mandalore tribe. But forget all that bullshit.
That was the best match of the night, in my opinion.
Because, did the Street Profits have a match too?
No.
Okay, so nobody gives a shit about that. What everybody cares about is Roman Reigns. No, they don't, okay? Because let me tell you, the head of the table didn't finish the show. So much for the fucking head of the table. But he did win his match against Kevin Owens, and I just need to let y'all know that I was bored 10 minutes after that shit was supposed to end, okay? Now listen, I am with Roman on this heel turn, but there are two things that I need to say. Number one, these matches are getting fucking redundant and predictable, and number two, Paul Lee is completely useless at this point. Give your thoughts real quick, Q, so we can get into this fucking, this
I guess.
Just tell him, just give your thoughts, please.
Okay, I will give an abbreviated thoughts of all this because A-Track was so quick. I timed him. It was a minute. For Hustle Lights for reviews. Some people go an hour and a half. My man did 2 minutes, 17 seconds of a review. Wow. This is what you get for the PWSL.
My former life.
Okay, I'll give you my abbreviated version. Maybe I might go 5 minutes, but at least I'll say this. For at least the AJ, Drew, and Mystic, that I'm gonna say it again. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Now people are mad that now Money in the Bank cash winners, are losing. There's a losing streak for cashing in and not, successfully cashing in the championship. I remember years ago, people were complaining how predictable, when you won the case and then you became the champion, and people were mad about the people that were cashing in.
Yes, but real quick, because that happened, I would say that what happened with that was it went from being predictable with the cash in to who's going to get it. So when we do get that cash in, we'll be dumb hyped. So there was a point where it did become predictable that you knew, okay, this is gonna.
But can I
Go ahead.
No, can I say this? You're mad. People are mad that it was predictable when you cash in and then became the champion. And now people say, well, it's predictable now that you're cashing in and you're going to lose. So WWE is pulling it audible. That is the problem that WWE is doing right now. I don't agree with this. If you want to keep people on your toes, Vinnie Mac, Bruce Pritchard, Daniel Bryan, whoever's booking this shit in the back, one's got to win, one's got to lose. One's got to win, one's got to lose. Change it around, switch it up. You can't just have one set of people winning it and one set of people losing it. It doesn't work either way, Track. You can't do that. You got to keep people on your toes. You can't do a semblance of winners and a semblance of losers. It doesn't work for me. I'm being fair here, but you can't be, but people can't be pissed either way. So you can't have it all the way to the left or all the way to the right. That's all I'm going to say. Again, I'm not trolling here, but Carmella and Sasha Banks had the match of the night. Sasha, Miss Mandalorian, the tribal queen, she carried the match. Carmella hung in there. You get whatever you want to call her baboon face. Go ahead, Track. I ain't gonna say nothing about that. I ain't gonna disagree about that. I'm just saying, but Carmella, this was the best match that she pulled out of her ass. You gotta at least admit that it was enjoyable. Whoever that black dude is, what is it? Reginald? Whatever that is.
Fucking Jerome.
Okay, Jerome's in the house. Jerome's in the house. Watch your mouth. But, it was a good, enjoyable match. Hurt Business, Big Swole, the Slurp Business, that's another predictable thing that was going to happen. And Track, I hope you are wrong, but you know what? You're going to be right. Maybe tomorrow, Monday Night Raw, you could see a Christmas miracle. The New Day becomes 11-time tag team champions because of Cedric. Cedric, this is a great example of people complaining on social media. I just want to see this quickly. Y'all, Cedric taking advantage. This should have been Ricochet. Ricochet should have been in the Hurt Business. Ricochet is sitting. It could have been Ricochet. He's sitting on his ass. He's sitting on his couch with a Casey Canonero, whatever her name is, saying that should have been me in the Hurt Business, doing all that shit. But no, Cedric took advantage. I'm happy for Cedric and, the Slurp Business from Big Swole. God bless you, Cedric. Enjoy your night. This is going to be the best night of your life, but tomorrow you're going to lose. What else we got? The women's tag team champions. I guess me and Rick Vickery, we're on an island to ourselves because we like the queens. What's wrong with bowing down to the queen? The greatest female wrestler of all time, Charlotte Flair. Woo! It works.
Don't you dare disrespect Gail Kim like that. Don't you dare disrespect Gail Kim like that.
It's like Star Wars. We found balance with the Force. Once Charlotte Flair is involved in something, the wrestling world is balanced once again, and I'm just happy about that. And hopefully these tag team championships will be defended on SmackDown and NXT, just like it was in the summertime, just like the Golden Role Models. What else we got? We got Roman Reigns. We got Kevin Owens. This actually should have started the show because, this was, you said predictable. At least that should have started the match. I think she should have flip-flopped between Roman's match and Drew Galloway's match. but it was predictable. Kevin Owens, did what he could do. He fought all the odds, and of course, he came up short there. Now, Track, are you all right? You okay, right? Go ahead. I said all I could say. I said my glorious review of everything else on WWE.
Hey, you know what? That was pretty glorious. That was a pretty glorious, several minute review right there. And you're only going to get that here at the PW Hustle, with the most objective, the most scholarly, the most effervescent, the king of the motherfucking hoopla, and the glorious one, the Professor Chapelo de la Cruz. So now,
energy, forget that. All this energy is for one match where you laugh hysterically. I wish we had made. We gotta set
it up. We gotta set it up, okay? And the setup is this. Apparently, listen, okay. Before we get into the story is, before we get into the story, I didn't buy what I was seeing from the dirt sheets because what happened during the week or during the weekend. It was reported that Vince McMahon wanted to be more edgy, wanted to go back to a little bit more of an adult PG, MA 14 or whatever the fuck Attitude Era type shit. Then 2 days later, all of a sudden, the dirt sheets report USA is not happy with WWE. Want more adult content. I don't believe that shit at all. All right, I believe Vince McMahon wants to do some more dope, and the dirt sheets piggybacked off that shit and just came up with that fucking horseshit story. But even if it is true,
this is what you got. This is what we got.
This is what we're getting. Listen, I you know what? Maybe I'm just too old for this shit, man.
Wait. Let's be fair here. Let's be fair, like I say with Tommy A. Wonder on the PWR podcast. To be fair. You laughed. You went crazy. You had your reactions here on the PWR Networks when a guy got shot in his wedding. It was good. He got attempted murder. You was laughing. This was good. This was good adult content.
Because I laughed because like tonight, it was so stupid. It was good, and this was that. It was so stupid. Okay. It was good. I'm not laughing because I think it was whack.
I'm just trying to give context here for all the hustleites. You laughed hysterically when a boy got ran over by a car for LAX.
I was in shock. I did not laugh at that. They did a fucking drive-by, bro. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? I couldn't believe they fucking did that shit.
So now you got the context, hustle. Now you got context. So now we fast forward to WWETLC, and my man Randy Orton in this Firefly Infernal match. Nobody knows what an Infernal. All you knew that there was fire going to be playing. There was going to be fire in this match. We just didn't know how it was going to be set up. Was it going to be like Kane against The Undertaker? Absolutely not, hustle. If you didn't watch it, spoiler alert. Randy Orton is has seniority here. He's not going to play that bullshit. The fire was going to be everywhere outside. It was never going to be near the ring. You do that. Randy Orton don't play. He pulled that stroke card.
I originally thought we were going to have Kane the Undertaker with the shit around the ring. I thought that. Now I thought what that setup, I didn't like that at all. It was kind of cool visually, but in hindsight,
you could only get away with that with no crowd because that's what they.
You know what? Yeah,
that was the thing.
Advantage of that, but I'm not like being overly critical. I just wasn't really feeling it that the setup too much, But we got the match, and it was a fight. It wasn't no fucking match. Now, if you thought Randy Orton was gonna lose, Randy Orton did a good job because he was dressed in full attire. If you would have saw him in like some sweatpants and like the Rock's type of hardcore gear with the track pants and the loose shirt or whatever, you would have been like, yeah, he's definitely not gonna fucking win. But the way Randy Orton came out dressed, it did leave the option. Oh, maybe he might get his arm or back cut on fire. I thought this was live. I didn't know. You let me know that this was all pre-recorded or whatever. Yeah. And even though the match was what it was and it ended the way it ended, I still didn't think it should have fucking. I said this on the PW Hustle, and it's of course I'm picking back off the great Michael Jargo from Destino the Destino podcast. Check that out on PW Hustle Networks on Podbean. But he said it well. Could you imagine if they fucking opened up Wrestle Kingdom with the IWGP Heavyweight title on the fucking line? I mean, could you imagine that? Like, stop disrespecting your fucking title belts. And like I said, at the end of that match, I saw it. It's still, to me, I still didn't think it should have closed the show. I'm sorry. I still didn't think it would close the show because it just left me laughing. It didn't leave me in shock. But go ahead. I'll continue my thoughts. But go ahead.
For a pre-taped main event, I'm not a fan of that, but I guess I understand where Vince McMahon went with this. It ended on time, number one. So, I gotta give props to Vinnie Mac and Bruce Prichard for ending it on time, and they had.
Thank you, Vince, for making sure I don't have to edit all fucking night because it's only 10:20.
Right. That's why it's so perfect. Number one. Number two, I understand. People's I don't want to call it distaste, but I understand your anger for the heavyweight title. To open the show, but they got 2 heavyweight championships. Like I said. I thought Roman's match should have opened the show.
Never open the show. I can't.
But you have two. But you can't have 2 TLC matches back to back. You can't do that.
You may not be. You may feel that way, but you should never open the match up. But like, come on. Just show some respect to their titles, man.
The problem with that was this is a themed pay-per-view, and a lot of people are saying that this is one of the problems of WWE. You had a themed pay-per-view.
You know what I would have appreciated more? Only having 1 title fucking match on the card then.
I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying for what they did and the choices they made, you can't have 2 TLC matches back to back, so something had to give. I'm not defending it. It's just it is what it is. Reigns plays it so beautifully as the head of the table. So he controlled. He should have actually started the match. I'm so good at this head of the table thing. I want to get home early. I want to beat the traffic. That's the way it should have been.
You know something? If that would have happened, if they would have played it that way, great. Because now you're telling a story, and you're giving me a build as to why this the way it is, and you're leaving me with nothing to really to say because you're playing into why this is opening the show. Your man's like, fuck all this bullshit. I'm the head of the table. I just want to get this shit over with. Goes longer than what he expected.
Kevin Owens is beneath me, and I should start the show.
Yeah.
This ain't WrestleMania. This is TLC.
But they don't have the professor booking this shit. So it is. But anyway, back to the fact of the matter, which is this fucking match. And
And we go back to this Infernal match, Hustleites, and we said this off the air before we started. I'm going to say this to all the Hustleites here.
I got a phone to pick with you because there's something again about this match that we didn't see.
I said this to Track before we even recorded this review here, and I said that when I was watching this Infernal match, this should have been more cinematic, number one. Number two, they should have took advantage of being at the Tropicana field. With the Firefly Funhouse, you have the puppets everywhere. They should have done all this stuff, and they did not take advantage of this. So this was a very underwhelming. I can't even call it a cinematic match. This is an underwhelming taped main event. This is superstars.
Here's why I have to always hold you to task, because you said this, and I'm never gonna forget it. Michael Tozawa. Where was he? He should have been in the match. Where the fuck was Alexa Bliss? Again, this was another match where she should have been involved in on a pay-per-view where it wasn't centered around her, but she was an intricate part in the story. And where the hell was she? I was expecting her to like have a fire extinguisher or some shit like that, or be some type of sacrificial lamb, which really would have been fucking awesome. You set a bitch on fire, now that's some adult content for your ass. Okay,
well, they set it up as this was his the Fiend's Achilles heel. This is his weakness, so he protected Alexa Bliss or whatever you want to call it, and made her stay in the back.
I can look at it like maybe they also weren't impressed with the trap house match, the 5-foot house match or whatever the fuck that was, and they decided to do it this way. But I definitely thought it could at least have been more cinematic, maybe some shots in the back or whatever, or outside, and then and him getting set on fire outside would have been more likable than what we saw at the end. So what we saw at the end, I'm gonna take us home with this. What we saw at the end was, at one point Randy Orton was in his Sister Abigail rocking chair, and I didn't think this was fucking gasoline until I realized, oh, this is pre-recorded. But I still didn't think they were gonna do this. But they did this. They did this thing with the camera cut, which I thought was kind of shitty as somebody who edits. I was like, this camera cut was kind of stupid. But it did.
Kevin Dunn. It's Kevin Dunn. You know this.
Yeah, for the most part, I understood it. The chair got caught on fire, whatever. But the piece de resistance, the Fiend gets caught on fire, goes all the way in the fucking. Now this was definitely Bray Wyatt, so he gets props for this. But
the first one is. The second one wasn't. The second time he on the floor, that wasn't.
That wasn't. But going into the ring, that was Bray Wyatt set on fire with whatever they had set up with him wearing, and that looked cool. And then Randy Orton, he basically, I guess because because the Fiend got caught on fire, that Randy Orton won the match. Then Randy Orton, takes, while the Fiend is laying down on the ground, takes a gasoline.
Did we really say that Randy Orton won the match? There was no referee. I don't even know the rules. That's just stupid.
I guess the object of the match was to set somebody on fire, and that's exactly what he did.
Okay, I have a problem. I have a problem. Now I don't want. Now you want me? You say I'm gonna nit. I got a nitpick here because of the Fiend's character. Because now I got to go backtrack to Hell in a Cell. Seth Rollins did all this shit to Bray Wyatt.
No. Forget Hell in a Cell. This nigga got beat by a 50-year-old Jew in 2 minutes. Okay, I don't even know why I said 50-year-old Jew. Him being Jewish has nothing to do with it. It just sounds funny to me saying 50-year-old Jew. He got beat by a 50-year-old Jew.
Shalom.
Happy Hanukkah. Motherfucker got set on fire tonight. And I guess I will have to suspend my belief because when this motherfucker resurrects. Oh shit! We're gonna see Alexa Bliss for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I guess. Doing his promos and segments or whatever, or maybe going after Randy. What I would like to see, since we doing this dumb shit, can we do something where Alexa Bliss sets up Randy Orton and crushes his fucking head with a big mallet? And we just see splat, and she goes, "I got the voices out of your head." That's fucking entertainment.
But wait. Also now, because he got burned to a crisp, he's got to look like Freddy Krueger.
Oh shit!
You know this because there's no way you're gonna build this and he does not look like Freddy Krueger.
Yes, his face has to be melted. We have to have that now.
Yes.
He's going to wear that mask anyway, so who knows if we even see his face. But I want to see some scarring. I do. I want to see some scarring. And, of course, it was The Fiend. It wasn't Bray Wyatt. So we'll probably have Bray Wyatt's Firefly House tomorrow. We'll see Bray Wyatt, but we won't see The Fiend. So,
he's had bandages over his head and he tries to explain this shit. I don't know. I'm just saying, but you have to at least, if Pat McAfee could wear a neck brace after War Games, Bray Wyatt better look like burnt to a crisp after Monday Night Raw. You can't be hypocritical on this shit. No double standards.
I gotta keep it real here. They've been hitting it either line drives or home runs with these pay-per-views. You know, sometimes it's a triple, sometimes it's a home run. Tonight was a single. I all of these matches, they were too. Everything was predictable, with the exception of what we saw at the end. I didn't expect to see this nigga get poured on fire, and I didn't expect to see the Miz turn the ladder match into a triple threat. So you can say those were the only two surprises that we didn't see coming. But I wasn't really too thoroughly entertained by the pay-per-view. The main event was only good because it was just so fucking over the top. And I'm glad you brought that out, because the same people who shitted on Impact, if they don't shit on this, then we know something is up.
Hey, I always say you gotta have, be consistent. I'm always consistent. I just want to bring out some,
Randy Orton needs to go to jail for arson. Plain and fucking simple. All right. Listen, there's two options here. Either Randy Orton goes to jail, or he goes to Impact to fight Tommy Dreamer.
Okay.
That's it. That's your only option. Everybody wants to work with Impact these days anyway. WWE might as well jump on in it. That's it. We need the People's Court with Judge D'Lo Brown. Tommy Dreamer, tries to prosecute Randy Orton. It doesn't go his way. Then he fights Randy Orton. Randy Orton fucking RKO's him in 2 minutes, comes back to the WWE Thunderdome as a free man. Thoughts?
Well, then Randy Orton has to join Triple XL and then start New Legacy. Then that's the way. That's the way it goes. Number one. You say it's a single. I'll go with this. I'm going to use the single theme, but it was a double play attempt, and they couldn't get them out at first. That's the way I'll go with it.
Oh, you're saying it was a hit and run?
It was a hit and run. Yeah, it was an attempted hit and run, and it didn't go too well. But you know what? It is predictable. It was a filler pay-per-view. But again, I'm going to say this. You can't shit on certain things, certain aspects here. Like I said, Money in the Bank cash-ins, I think WWE should be a little bit more not predictable. They need to be more spontaneous. One can one can cash in and one can't. But you can't do, in a row. You can't do that, number one. Number two.
There is some truth to be said about devaluing that by having, people lose like that. I mean, I understand you need to have somebody not win a cash in, but it's happened twice in how many? Like what?
No, I mean, it's been like 3 times straight that the cash-in hasn't been successful.
And yeah. After they took it off of Otis, it became, I mean, listen, Otis won, and some people felt that made it less special right there. But then they took it off of Otis, making it even more or less special, and the failed cash-in happened. Now, I didn't really know how to feel about that anyway. I wouldn't have minded the Miz being champ, but I didn't want them to take it off Drew. So I guess, maybe Brock comes back. I have no idea. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but give your thoughts, Prof, and let them know where they can find you, brother.
Like I said, it was a hit and run attempt, and they got the runner got caught at second, but again was safe at first. That's why I go. But
they picked his ass off.
Yeah, they picked his ass off. But like I said, I'm okay. I'm okay with the Money in the Bank the way they did it. Again, you just got to be more spontaneous. You got to just change it up a little bit. That's all it is. And of course, the women. I still say the women stole the show tonight. I still say Sasha and Carmella. If you take away your prejudices, those prejudices, that was a good match. That was it. But again, the Infernal match is one of those. It's so, like you said, it's so bad. It's funny. It was so bad. It was funny. That's all it is. That's the way I'll end with me. And you can find me hosting the PWR podcast with Tommy Wonder on the PWSL networks at podbeam.com. We did a pro wrestling spotlight, giving an homage to the Black delegation, Booker T, Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat. So go check that out on podbeam.com.
That's what's up. And of course, you can find me at A-Track Dastardly, 8 TRAC, no K. A-Track Dastardly on Twitter. Find me here on YouTube where, we're doing these shows and we're doing these reviews, coming at you with the reactions back on January 8th or whenever they decide to put up the Cobra Kai show. You'll find me there doing the reactions. Thanks for watching those Mandalorian reactions. A lot of views, a lot of thumbs up, a lot of comments. And, I appreciate the love. Of course, I was hyped as fuck, in case you couldn't tell. So, comment, and subscribe. If you see this video, subscribe anyway. Comment even if you don't fucking watch wrestling. Comment, hey, I don't watch wrestling. And do not forget to sign up to the PW Hustle Facebook page and the PW Hustle 2, the Pro Wrestling Reflection Facebook page. Go on Facebook, sign up to these groups. The PW Hustle Facebook group, it's not just about wrestling, it's about all types of fandom and all types of offensive shit. We don't report people. We don't do that here. All right.
No, we don't.
So, we keep shit real as possible, as long as you don't get too out of control. So anyway, thanks for tuning in tonight. The show was just it was what it was. You can't win them all. And me and the professor are keeping it real. To be honest, this wasn't a black on brown throwdown. This was a PW hustle. All right? We just didn't have the Masked Man, and we didn't have Lord Jamal Snow. But this was a PW hustle. I'm sorry. That's what this was. Because this was just fucking funny as hell. So, yo,
the masked man put his mask on and didn't want to take it off. He just said, "I'm leaving. I'm leaving this one. You take it over."
We got a good surprise for you guys coming up. We captured some gold, and you're gonna see that soon too. So, yo, we out of here. Say goodbye, bro.
Later.